All right, boys, we locked, loaded. We ready to go? Ready to have a day? Ready to have a pod? All right. Welcome to another episode of Bussin with the Boys. I am your host, Battle of the Boys, Arizona State Spring Game Champion, Will Compton, along with Team Compton in the back, Mitch Carsley, JP Hovey. The only way it was going to end. We always knew we knew that's how it was going to go down. Before we get into it, because we will have some nice little banter. Before we get into it, this podcast is brought to you by the one, the only, the Chevy Silverado. You know truck guys through and through, boys. And the Chevy Silverado has been a partner with unstoppable grit and determination. It's been our most valuable truck, MVT. And now the first ever all-electric Silverado joins the franchise. We got the chance to see this thing and experience it, and it is a game changer. Available 400-mile range, GM estimated on a full charge, over 10 feet of length in the bed with the multi-flex tailgate combined with the multi-flex midgate, a large 17-inch diagonal screen. It can tow up to 10,000 pounds of max towing, 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds with wow mode. Wow. Up to an impressive 785 foot-pounds of torque. Head over to Chevy.com to learn more. You guys are probably asking yourself, why am I dressed like a fucking badass, dude? And the answer the boss is going to have up on the screen, my old man back in the 80s. He was rocking this exact fit. That one day Taylor was talking about getting snakeskin boots and kind of like getting in the whole boot game because he's got some custom snakeskin rattlers coming soon. But my old man, the tier one that he is, he shot me a text that night after he watched the episode and shot me this photo saying, hey, your old man used to rock some snakeskin boots back in the day, some pythons. And I saw this photo because that was also the time where I told the story about him challenging me to the title. Like, hey, you ever feel like you want a shot at the title? You just fucking let me know when. That was that episode. So I see this. I'm like, holy fuck. I sent it to the group chat. Jack immediately, yeah, your dad's definitely beating your ass. And from that moment, I was like, yo, I got to recreate this fit somehow. I jumped on the web, typed in Gold's Gym Crew. There's a plethora of them out there. It's fucking Gold's Gym. Found me some Python snakeskin boots on Amazon. These are some jeans I've just had and a white collar as well. But had to recreate the look because it's fucking badass, dude. You guys got anything to say about the fit? Anything you want to say?
It looks nice. It really does. You got to give credit where credit is due, and it looks good.
I felt good walking in. JP and Garrett were kind of pulling out, like, hey, open the door. You got the rattlers on.
Is this your official challenge to Bill Compton for the title?
He's old and tired now. I think it would.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the old bull. You know what I mean? Like, that's respect. That's the OG for all time. You just don't ever, Dad, he knows I would fucking roll him down a hill right now. But the old man, that's the fucking champion of all. Billy Compton Jr., bro. There's rumors he used to have cabin women. The boy used to just slay, apparently. But yeah, man, I feel superior. I feel like it's like, what was I thinking about earlier? Like, if Black Panther, that clone, was a person, this would fucking be it, dude. I said earlier, like, I walked in the kitchen, my wife immediately got pregnant. We got number 2 on the way right now. Also, and probably a boy.
I believe it's Sex Panther. Black Panther is a franchise in Marvel.
Sex Panther.
But hey, I understood.
Maybe that just helps play into the whole part where I just didn't workshop it before I came on. The boy's so fucking brain dead. I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, Black Panther.
You walked in this morning, like, didn't say anything, just like your chest out, like.
Just peacocked a little bit.
What's that, like? And waiting for us to say something about it.
I was excited. I had a grin. I had that little shit grin. Like, I can't wait for the boys to see. Because Taylor's not here. Taylor, he's enjoying some off time. He didn't take the L very well. He needed an episode off. We gave him an episode off. The dude, he's a sore loser. He wanted to go off and lick his wounds out in Canada. But I thought, like, I needed to spice the episode up a little bit because it's a solo pod. It's been a long time since we just ran a solo pod. I feel like we've been on the move going 100 miles an hour for our fucking, I don't know how long, since when? Probably before the Super Bowl, yeah? I mean, it's been a minute. I felt like, why not throw on the fit now that I got it in the mail, have a little fun with the boys, cover some fun topics, but just have a good old-fashioned back of the bus pod with your boy, yours truly. Weekend recap. Let's get into, where should we start? Let's start with Denver. Last week, we went out to Denver. We were going to go to the University of Colorado. And people, you know, I like to take to Twitter when I like to put some pressure out there to try like make an interview happen. We were up in the air with Dion. We were locked in with Dion. Then we got up in the air because Dion, very busy man, an absolute stud, and he is one of the boys. There's people like arguing in the comments and shit. Like, listen, I do that. If you follow for a while, I do that just for fucking, that's gimmicky shit, dude. But with Dion, he had a shoot from like 12 to 4 in the middle of the afternoon. And how we were doing our spring tour is essentially wake up at the crack acid dawn on Wednesday, travel all Wednesday morning. We land, grab a bite to eat. We're probably to the university around like 11 or 11:30. And before we do the interviews, we need about 30 to 45 minutes to set up, kind of find the spot. And it's a new place. So if it's a new place, it's not like Nebraska or Michigan or Tennessee where we've been before. You got to kind of like get to know them a little bit and figure out, hey, where's the best spot to shoot, blah, 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 blah. So we landed in Denver at 11 o'clock. So we weren't going to get to the University of Colorado until like beyond noon, especially after we grabbed a bite to eat. So it just didn't work out. Like Dion, he had some shoot and apparently it was like 30 minutes off campus. So we weren't able to make it work because Dion was wanting to do the podcast and he was also wanting to be in the vlog a little bit, like as they take us around the University of Colorado. And since Dion couldn't do it, and we couldn't get his son Shadur, right? Isn't it Shadur? Is that how you say it? We couldn't get his son. It's like we didn't want to waste that trip going to the University of Colorado. When we do, we obviously we want to get Coach Prime. We want to get the fucking GOAT of cornerbacks, the legend himself, Coach Prime, sitting down with the boys and taking us around the facilities around campus because it's Deion Sanders. And since we weren't going to get any of that, we didn't want to go and kind of do our vlog and we didn't want to waste our shot, throw our card on the table if we weren't going to have Prime himself or his son. So instead we pivoted. We had a little fun in Denver, but other than that, there wasn't a whole lot going on for us out in Denver, except for the live show. The live show was
and the Chevy.
You're right.
Chevy
That's why
Showdown.
I fucking got you, man. That's why I got you. We did the Chevy Silverado EV quarterback challenge out there. That vlog is coming soon. You guys will see who did well at that, who performed well. The loser of the whole challenge has to get egged in their boxers.
What?
In their boxers, you got to strip down.
When did boxers come into play?
I think I said that when I was introducing the whole thing.
It is on tape.
Spoiler
It's on
alert,
tape,
Jack
sure.
lost.
We do kind of need to do that soon.
We need to
Do
figure
what?
out.
Like egg him?
Yeah.
So we can
if
get
we're
in
gonna
the-
put it in the vlog.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do it later. No worries. We got to figure out though. Like, we didn't put down like how far back. Is it like just me getting pelted? Like, what's? like,
That's a good question. We
Those
can figure
eggs aren't gonna feel good. Like, obviously, getting egged is one thing. Like, your pride's gonna hurt, but that's physically gonna hurt. Getting hit by eggs.
Oh, so you picture us rearing back and fucking.
I mean,
pelting
how
them at
else
you.
are y'all doing it?
Well, I would just throw them at you. Like
I appreciate
it's
that.
like I would sit there and actually try and disrespect you severely, just a little bit of disrespect by just in your boxers getting egged. Yeah, we got a couple pictures coming in.
I mean, I could see some of these boys letting loose on that. Mitch already was like, "What? You're just gonna toss it at him?"
Oh, that's what Mitch said.
I would, if I was doing it, I would expect you guys to rear up and throw it at
Oh,
me.
shut the fuck up!
I promise
You know, Mitch,
you, I would expect
he's been getting a lot of hate. Mitch has been getting a lot of hate. He's carrying around a lot of anger with him right now.
hate where?
What do you mean? Up top, brother.
That is true.
A lot of baggage up there. Oh.
Yeah, I do. Hey, I knew the newest photos just dropped.
But yeah, so we will egg Jack in due time to round out this.
And I'm gonna
round out
take
this
that
vlog.
shit like a champ. Just remember that.
I know you are. No one's saying you're not going to.
I'm saying this more for myself because
Okay.
part of me doesn't want to take it like a champ. I want to be upset about it, but
You should just stand in the frontal pose. Just
Oh,
fucking let him
God,
know.
I'm about to wear a cup. Then that shit could. I'm gonna take it like a man.
In the live show, View House Ballpark, that was probably the best scene we had. It was like right in front of Colorado Rocky Stadium. It had that in the background, and it was a good time. Maybe our better performance, I feel like, with the whole doing our live shows and everything else. I felt good at each stop we went to, but I felt like as far as buttoned up and everything else, that was probably our best or one of our better performance on the spring tour. But the spring tour was sick. We rounded it out. Denver. Then I went back to Nashville. The boys went out to Vegas. Taylor, again, his wife and family, they're up in Canada. He was either going to fly back to Nashville, or the boy, after the success he had on the blackjack table, he's going to fly up to Vegas since he was kind of a free agent. He could have flew wherever he wanted. He wasn't going to fly back to Canada and then fly it back down Saturday morning for the Arizona State spring game. So he had a couple days to kind of do whatever he wanted. The man, he wanted to go back up to Vegas and take them for everything they're worth. And I will say, I do believe he brought them to their knees. I won't say the number. I don't know if I can say any of that stuff. I wasn't with the crew. The entire crew was out there. The boys were having a time. Apparently they deleted a bottle of, what is it? Casa Azul?
Casa Azul.
Casa Azul?
Yeah.
You guys had a time. Yeah, you guys want to speak on it at all? Can you?
Yeah. We can.
We have a big winner.
Jack, were you a big winner as well?
Yeah. Well, one, look, if you've ever been to Vegas or you've ever been to casinos, it is very unlikely that everybody comes out even unscathed. Everyone in the crew came back with money. We all won, which is like unheard of. Normally, one guy wins big and the rest are just like hanging their heads, walking home to the plane. But everyone was a winner. Taylor, can I say these details or is this going to be in the vlog?
Yeah, I don't really know how he wants to go about that, but he did well for himself.
Yeah.
The rich got richer.
Yeah. The rich got richer for sure. I think just check out the vlog because I also won. Wasn't cash, but it's something that a lot of people try and get in their life, and I'm getting that. So check out the vlog.
Oh damn! Do I know what it is?
I don't know if you do.
I don't think I do. I don't think I've heard those details. I think I can guess based on.
What's your guess?
Why I don't want to say it on here.
But yeah, dude, we had a good time. The vlog is gonna be crazy. Shout out to the Red Rock Casino. They were incredible. What is it, Joe?
Yeah, Joe. Shout out Joe. Joe was there the first time too.
The guy. I mean, they like just had all the services ready for us.
The room you guys, not you guys, I guess Taylor, but the room that was up there.
Yeah, something else. Out of like The Hangover.
What was that thing, like 8,000 square feet?
No, Taylor.
4,000?
They tried to put Taylor in this 8,000 square foot room, and Taylor's like, that's too much. And so they put him in the smaller one. And I can't imagine what that room would have been like in 8,000. Because when we were in, we're sitting there with our jaws on the floor, like this is not real life. This is like the movie they filmed The Hangover in. Like,
yeah, I
it was
fucking love that.
all time. Red Rock they are a really well done establishment. They treated us with nothing but the highest of class. So we felt like we were more important than we were. At least the boys in the back, for sure.
Good, man. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
shout out Red Rock.
Shout out April and Kevin too on the tables. They were, I'd say, our good luck charms.
They were generous. Being generous. And if you guys follow Taylor, Dana White, the UFC, or Bussin, Taylor, he's on a 2-streak heater right now. I'm talking, the boy is fucking making bags. The boy is out there taking from Vegas, and you love to see it. The small guy standing up against the big guy, just taking them for everything they're worth. Dana and Taylor, I believe, are flying a fan out. I don't know what the stipulations are to win that contest, but I think details are coming soon. But basically, Taylor, Dana, UFC, Bussin, they're going to fly a fan out to gamble with Taylor and Dana. I would assume they're going to have a little allowance. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that the boys are going to take care of this fan, and they're going to get to go to the power slap event, right? Which that shit is incredible. That shit's fun to see in person. So yeah, be on the lookout for those details. I do believe they posted a video and collabed on it. Taylor and Dana, and then the UFC page and Bussin page. And I think they said that details will be coming soon. But be on the lookout for that. Like, I'm trying to be the fucking fan that goes out there. Hey guys, fucking let me get out there and get a little something. Yeah, no, show up like this. Dude, I fucking love this fit. This might just have to be the fit. Like just every Tuesday, this is just the uni. Yeah, going to work. I thought you guys, get some engagement back there. Do want this to be a pod where we are all in the circle of trust.
You look good, man.
Thank you, brother. Do you have any jokes?
Do I have any jokes?
Yeah. Any lookalike jokes?
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
Oh, to go at you?
Yeah.
No, I don't really have any jokes to go at you. You look good.
I know, but it's also fun to do the whole I wish I wouldn't have botched the Black Panther one. I thought that one would have been solid. Anyway, Sex Panther. Once again, JB, you can think on it. Anytime you want to throw in a zinger, go ahead.
I'll be
Mic's
sure to
open.
interrupt you.
Yeah, the mic is open. Fast forward to Saturday. We go Saturday morning. We all land around 8 a.m. in the morning. We land in Arizona, Scottsdale, Phoenix. We go to Tempe for the Arizona State spring game. It is Battle of the Boys, Lawan versus Compton, Maroon versus Gold. And they took care of us. Dude, I had a fun time at Arizona State. Shout out Matt Butterfield. Shout out Coach Dillingham. Shout out all the coaches. Shout out everybody there on their staff. They took care of the boys. They took care of the back of the bus. That's always the big kind of thing that I look at when we go to these places is how because I know Taylor and I are going to get treated all right, but it's like, how are the people treating the boys? And Arizona State lets you guys do whatever you wanted, which you love to see. Tension right when we landed. We get there, you kind of feeling each other out. We kind of know right off the jump, like me, JP, and Mitch, we got to separate. We got to divide this thing up. We took separate cars to the stadium. We were around each other. You felt the fucking weird energy the whole time. Taylor's trying to do his little big dog thing. You kind of felt that the whole time. I was just trying to stay focused, tunnel vision, focus on the boys. We get fitted. We get to go down. We get fitted for the game. Cleats. You guys saw the fits going on. The fits went crazy. Gary, you got anything you want to chime in on?
I feel like there's a lot of disrespect thrown at Taylor right now.
In what way?
You're coming at him while he's not here.
Oh, he can listen to this. I will come at him the same way. The disrespect. Listen, my favorite part of the whole thing is when we won, you guys went good guy mode. You guys went all good game, everything else. Pre-game, nothing but disrespect.
Yeah,
the
of
pre-game
course.
speech Taylor had, the fucking Will's houses on my wrist, fuck Will Compton, what they got going on over there. I got nothing good to say about that ass beating. We ran y'all out of the fucking stadium. We moved the line of scrimmage. We smothered your guys' head in a toilet bowl and we gave you a fucking swirly. That's what we did. Explain though, why would I not want to respond this way?
No, for sure.
Why would I not want to be this way after we won? We felt the buildup.
Totally.
There's no
Right.
personal for you, personal for Mitch. I saw those tweets. You saw it all. Taylor called my man JP a yes man right out of the gate.
For sure.
Like you felt.
Yeah. You gotta come correct before the game. We're not gonna be buddy before the game. So I think the build up on both ends was how you would expect it to be, especially from our crew.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think
for a great show. But I'm saying, what am I supposed to do? Go meet your guys' good guy approach and kind of take the high road? We ain't
not
about
at
the
all.
high road right now, brother.
Not at all. I think you could do it with Taylor here, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but how do you do it? We just did the spring game. I can't help you. What, you couldn't like show up after a loss?
I know.
You know what I mean? I can't help you. Didn't want to be
kind
here.
of tough, like
Because I agree with you. I do agree with you. But the win means something because the boy Taylor's had my number in a few different games now. He had my number.
Fair.
Obviously, the vlog would come out, the quarterback challenge. That almost brought me to my knees. I might not have shown it that day.
No, you
but
held
I
it
was
up.
absolutely fucking sick that he won that.
Did you actually think you were gonna win that?
There we go. You're starting a little more. You're trying to get me jabbing a little more. It's all good. Yes, we can run it back. We can do it again.
We can run it back. I was in the leaderboard.
You were good. Listen, you slung it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking the one-on-one, this little internal competition that Taylor and I have.
Yeah.
That like
Bussin Bowl too.
What's up?
He's got the Bussin Bowl too now.
He's got the Bussin Bowl. And when we would play hoops out here on this little Nerf one, he always had that mid-range jumper that would just fucking, God, I need him to move around and miss that motherfucker, dude.
But no, I think.
But you know what I mean? It's like you get those
guys got the
build-ups.
dub.
Finally got me a dub, and I gotta.
You guys got the dub. You got the ice bath shower, whatever, the water cooler shower, confetti. Yeah, it's tough to swallow. I mean, it definitely hurts more for our captain in his home state.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think, what are you gonna do? I can't make excuses. That's not my team.
Yeah, you played the game right. You got me fired up right there. I was talking even more shit, disrespecting him even more. You played the right card. I'm just saying, like, there's no other way to do it. We had to. We can't just shake your hand. We can, but that's not fun. We're going to do it again next year. So it's like, I'm sure we'll have the same teams. Why switch the teams up?
No, you can't switch it up.
You know what I mean?
We're coming for it.
I know. You guys want revenge.
The only thing I am disappointed is that you left the trophy back in Arizona.
I am too. You want to know what else I forgot? I believe I forgot the jersey on. Wait, you know what? I think it's under
You flew with it.
I know, but I think I left it in the fucking. I think I left it in the fucking.
What?
The what?
In the sleeve behind the chair.
No way.
Hopefully that little kid got it.
Telling you. I think, and Matt, now that I'm thinking about it, it might be under my seat out in the truck because I was throwing a lot of stuff under the seat to make room when you guys got in to sit down. But would we be surprised?
No.
Oh, but I was bummed that I can't be sitting here with that trophy because it felt good to fucking win. I was pumped for my guys. I was pumped for the players. And you guys also tried taking our storm this field after your first touchdown.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
They said no rules on Sellies. So what are you gonna do?
And there's those little details that makes it sweeter because there's always that part of Taylor that's trying to fucking one up you. You guys coming in during our pregame speech and filming it, like
What, me doing my job?
no, not you doing your job. Like Taylor with the we're gonna go in on wheels, but you guys know I stay behind enemy lines. And then he tried waiting for me to do something dumb or whatever because you paying to him, and he's like, you know what I mean? I felt all that stuff is felt.
But don't be like, that was my...
Yeah, we had our...
I'm just doing my job by filming it. And if you go to the page, all of it was unbiased content. Yes, there was probably more from our sideline, but I was trying to make sure that it was not like, just because I run the socials, that Taylor was getting all the limelight. I was giving him flowers.
I'm with you on that. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I know you're just over there and you're just stuck to that sideline. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like behind the I'm doing my job is also you grinning as you're filming too. It's like, you know that's there. You know that's there. So when we won and fucking threw a touchdown at the end too, and we were already about to win, like it felt good.
Yeah, the fake knee to the touchdown. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Storm the field. Like, Coach Dillingham. No, we want to score. Because our OC was like, we're going to take a knee. So the game's over. There's 5 seconds left. But we're on like the 3-yard line. I'm like, no, I want to run the ball and I want us to score. So I like run out to Coach Dillingham. I'm like, hey, no, we want to run a play. Like we are scoring. He goes, all right, do whatever you want to do. I looked at the quarterback because they were already lined up. I pointed at 16, TB 16. I think it was him. Maybe not. Maybe it was a different one. But I was like, yo, just run a play, fucking score. Just yelling it out loud to where the defense couldn't even hear. And they just get in the victory formation. They just toss up a fade ball to 82. Just to moss old buddy and get the fucking water bath and everything else. It felt like we won the Natty Boys.
I will say, look, you guys took the W outright, and we're going to lose with grace.
God.
And
no.
And all being said, though, shout out to number 4 on y'all's team. That kid was an absolute fucking animal.
Yes.
And that highlight video they made, like the first 30 seconds, it's literally just his highlights.
Bro, he was balling.
Backflips and just running TDs in. I remember at one point, the game was super close to your third or fourth quarter, and y'all were on like a 3rd and 13 or something where we had to stop. And we catch him at the line, and our team starts going, it's like, yeah, let's go. And then you look over, and he somehow got 7 yards off of it getting stopped at the line. Everyone's just like, dude, I think I told y'all what all my silence was saying. I won't say that on here, but man, that kid was an absolute fucking hoss.
He was a hoss.
Next year, we want him. Whatever school we go to, transfer there.
Transfer there. We need you, brother. But that was all to say, like, that was a good time. The interviews, you guys haven't already. We had Jordan Clark and Jaden Rashada, the quarterback who essentially was going to get paid $14 million to go to Florida. He signs the letter of intent. He goes to Florida. We tried talking and getting some more details out of him, but essentially what happened is Florida didn't have all of that money to pay him. So they kind of balked and lied about how much money they were going to have for him when he got there. So he asked for basically if he could decommit and get away from that. And there's a lot of like, I guess, Fugazi stuff. You can just tell his guard was up about a lot of things. And we have a really good conversation with him and Jordan Clark just about them going to ASU, why they picked ASU and everything else, because ASU, Coach Dillingham over there, like his interview comes out tomorrow. You guys are listening to this on Tuesday. Coach Dillingham's interview comes out Wednesday. This, like, listen, I know he's the head coach of Arizona State. A lot of people, and he even speaks to that, the media and everything else. A lot of people are thinking, okay, like, you know, why should I go listen to Coach Dillingham? He's one of my favorite coach I've sat and listened to. I feel like he completely understands the job that he's in. He gets the media aspect. He gets the the lack of tradition aspect. He gets the process and strategy and the steps it's going to take to make Arizona State a respected team. He talks about why you should want to go to Arizona State. You're probably sitting there like, yo, you're not going to sell me on that shit. Just 15, 20 minutes, listen to Coach Dillingham talk. I'm not saying they're going to be the best team in the country soon. Who fucking knows? But as far as listening to him and listening to a head coach that absolutely loves the job he is in and loves the adversity and the hurdles it's going to take to try and build the program and kind of the stuff that he's already aware of, like it's a fun interview and just a passion he just oozes with. He's a young head coach, 32 years old, decided not to go to law school and be a lawyer like his old man, wanted to go on the coaching route. It's just fun sitting down and listening to him talk about it all. He fires you up about it. Like I'm rooting for Arizona State in the Pac-12 and just hoping that they establish those building blocks going forward. But those interviews will come out, Coach Dillingham and then Coach Charlie Regal, that dude, the speech giver of all time. He's an iconic speech giver. I'm sure he'd be on a Mount Rushmore if there was one. He was Taylor's head coach at Chaparral when Taylor transferred to Chaparral. So a lot of good behind the scenes stories that him and Taylor kind of peel back the layers on why Taylor transferred, Taylor's recruiting and everything else. But those interviews are awesome. They're going to come out tomorrow. The players, they came out yesterday morning on Monday, as you guys listen to Bussin on Tuesday, obviously. But all in all, great spring tour. We went to South Carolina, Texas, Ohio State, LSU, Colorado, and did I just say Arizona State? And Arizona State to finish it off. But a hell of a year, boys. A hell of a 2023. Hats off to you guys in the back. You guys busted your fucking ass getting out these interviews, working extra, getting together, helping out, like everybody helping to get all of the content out. I know we're pushing a lot of content right now, but we want to stay as close to up to date and current as possible. Because we went to the live shows, like early mornings, definitely late nights, some fun late nights too, boys. But way to bust your guys' ass, and thanks to everybody for following along. The spring tour is fucking awesome. I think it's going to establish something to have an even better one going into next year.
I got a question in terms of our ASU trip. So from your perspective, if you were in high school and you were being recruited by Coach Dillingham as like a young kid, would it worry you like that he's a 32-year-old guy? Is he 32, 33? Just having a young coach, would that like promote any kind of worrying in your mind just as a young kid? Or would you want someone with maybe a little bit more established credit, or seeing it from the other side? Do you because he was all time, like right. Coach Dillingham, like you could tell like he has the fire in him, like he's ready to prove something, chip on the shoulder kind of mentality. So like putting yourself in his shoes, I mean, as your shoes as a kid, would that worry you, or would you be like more behind it to like kind of start a new regime dynasty type thing?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think like Coach Dillingham, you say like, would it worry me him being young? It wouldn't worry me at all him being young. It's just like, what's his background and everything else? Having success that he's had at other programs, like what are they? Florida State, Oregon, Auburn. Like he's been at perennial programs, and this is a coach that wants to be there. So like for me, being lucky with Coach Bo being there all 5 years in Nebraska, you want a coach that you know is going to be there, and they're not going to be there for a couple of years or something like that. So his youth wouldn't worry me at all. Just maybe his experience, but he kind of has the experience that goes with it. And then from there, it's like who, like for me as a player, like who's going to be my linebacker coach? Who am I going to get to learn from? Yeah, you want to go to a good team, but Coach Dillingham as a young head coach, no, that would not worry me at all. If anything, it'd make you feel a little bit better because he understands how to relate. He talks about it in the podcast with social media and everything else. You can tell he just understands not only the game, but he understands the kids and their relationship with all the things that go on, all the bells and whistles that go on outside of it, how to embrace it, how to face certain things. He has really good conversation and things to say about that, but his fire and everything else. It's like saying McVay, I don't know how old he was when he took the head coaching job at the LA Rams, but he's a fucking, I mean, you just sit in a room with him, you understand like, oh, I'm with the guy who knows ball.
It almost feels like too, he has less to lose because they are not like a historic program right now. But if they do go on and have like a really well-spoken season, that positive numbers, that is going to turn into a lot of press and hype for him, as opposed to they just kind of stay in the same realm, don't really lose much. So, but I mean, I feel like we all we're ready for ASU to
Right.
have their time.
You can tell he wants to establish culture, credibility, consistency with the program, because the location that they're in with Tempe and being right next to Scottsdale and Phoenix, it's like you have the location, a premier location to live in, to go to school at. You got everything you need and everything you'd want in a college, right? You just don't have the facilities, the culture, like all the inconsistencies that ASU has had over the years. So you can tell he's very fired up to start developing that and like implementing that into their foundation, because that's what's going to take for a program like that to be successful, because they got where you want to live. They got what you want to be around. They talked about there's a shitload of money in Arizona, in Scottsdale, like the networks, the connections, like they got what you would love to have. It's almost like, how are they not a good school? But you can tell he's fired up to kind of establish that. And just walking around the facilities, you see there's a lot of growing to do. But he's fired up to do it. And that's what I think is really cool about it. Anything on the spring tour? Does anybody want to give what their favorites were? I know a couple people asked when I asked Twitter, what questions would they want to ask? People wanted to know how would we rank the colleges we went to. I don't really know what the formula would be or the criteria.
I mean, we could rank it in terms of facilities, in terms of live shows, and then just kind of like overall, or food. You could do those three.
Let's go facilities. How would you rank them?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. You
Texas,
got the mic.
undoubtedly number one. Theirs felt like you're in a new age facility with a lot of money and attention to detail. So yeah, shout out to Texas, even though it's always horns down.
Horns down
Texas,
podcast.
number one. Number two, Ohio State, I think. Yeah, Ohio State had a lot of good stuff. I'm going to LSU number two. Yeah, LSU number two and then Ohio State number three. LSU also had that attention to detail factor where it's like all these places you walk around, a secret door opens up and you're in like an entertainment room where they're like really showing you like the culture they're trying to promote. And what was it, The Path? They have that whole kind of marketing going on for all their players. And you could tell that like, there was a lot of thought put into stuff like that. Number three, Ohio State, just a historic program. You walk into that entrance, the trophy room, it's just like there's so much history and culture there that no matter if you're a Michigan fan or don't, give a shit about Ohio State, you appreciate all of it. So yeah, Texas, LSU, and Ohio State is mine.
Mitch, what do you got?
I think the only thing
What would you change
from his list?
Yeah.
I think I would switch LSU and Texas, in my opinion. I think like LSU's like player locker room is something I've like that you literally dream of. Like if you're a big time college athlete and you like walk into that locker room and you see these like legitimate beds you can just take a nap on like pre or post practice, like that is just like a godsend. And then also the guy you were talking to, the head trainer Marucci, and like even just hearing, like I wasn't there for the conversation, but what you were saying about it, like he just seems so dialed in with like the analytics and everything. And like Brian Kelly wanted to like expand on their training room and make it even better. Like I think LSU is definitely like number one for me. Like Texas, it was like super insane, like with like the modern, like the lights and the colors and everything. And then Ohio State, number three, because they're like, I would say I was maybe a bit disappointed by Ohio State because, like Jack said, they're such a storied program. You would think that, like, all right, they'll have like the state of the art kind of stuff. Like, I would think Michigan's weight room is better than Ohio State's, but I think Ohio State's is better than the ones that we saw.
Gotcha.
The other ones.
Number one is super easy and clear. South Carolina. Best culture, best facilities, best coach, best food, best everything. Number two, LSU. And number three, I will say, I want to say Texas, but we didn't get to see like their weight room. And actually, yeah, I'll say Texas. Number three is Texas. So South Carolina, LSU, Texas.
Respectable. Dying with your Gamecocks.
Mine is going to be Texas, LSU, South Carolina. Simple as that. Based off what everyone else said, the Texas one is just, it's pretty badass. Especially the players that they've had there that you kind of forget about. all the quotes on the wall. It's just a different culture that you're just kind of like, all right, I will die for this brand. Same thing for LSU. And with South Carolina being there before, I thought we were, welcomed with open arms the second time around. And Coach Beamer lived up to the hype.
I think I will go. It is close out of Texas and LSU. I think if I chose to want to go, like if I went on visits there and then chose after that, I would go LSU, Texas, and then where else did we go? Though we only went to 4, yeah. I mean, I guess Arizona State. Dude, I might give the edge to South Carolina. I didn't think Ohio State was that. I thought Ohio State was underwhelming. Ohio State was massive, but not a lot of like, it just felt a little more traditional. You know what I mean?
It was gritty.
Yeah, it was gritty, but almost like an establishment. Like it's too massive. Like it's not gritty to where you go to South Carolina and they got they got nice facilities, but it's smaller. Like you can tell they're gonna develop and upgrade and stuff like that. But it's that gritty you like. You walk into Ohio State and it's just so massive, but it's not a lot that they're doing with it outside of like the size.
The trophy room was the best part of Ohio State.
We didn't get to see, but we didn't get to see a whole lot at Ohio State just to give them the benefit of the doubt. As far as most fun places that we've enjoyed the most, I don't know. What would you guys say there? Let's say
Austin, right?
Yeah, Austin was a blast, but I almost hate saying Austin because as far as the people in the facility and the accommodating and everything like that, you almost go, I mean, fuck, it really doesn't. It's almost like a 3-way tie between South Carolina, LSU, and Arizona State. Because we got to do like those staffs, those like all those people hosting us at those facilities, they were incredible to us. Like they were awesome. Awesome to you guys. They had gear. They wanted us to do, like they were just all about it.
Every school but Ohio State asked us to come in the fall.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought okay. They were talking about something. I still fuck with Ohio State. I mean, Coach Dave, Coach Hartline was fucking awesome. Like they were cool. I just don't think they're the clear cut winner in any of those. Texas was all right. Texas was better in person, like when we got to meet them and be around them. They were so strict where we couldn't do a whole lot there, and they just, it wasn't the welcoming like we had everywhere else. Not saying it was bad, just wasn't much.
I feel like they warmed up once you guys started talking to them. When we got there.
Like they were much cooler. Like once we got the guard down and we're figuring out, all right, this works. And I'm sure the next time we go, it's going to be a lot more familiar to them. But I mean, we couldn't get a bottle of water there. And that's no fucking cap,
that's
dude.
That's not even a joke.
That's not a joke. We couldn't get a bottle of water there. Because I don't even fucking know, but should we hit an ad? The exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. Game Time. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. And they guarantee the lowest possible price. The boys, we are going to be front row, Nickelback, August 1st, and we're going to do it through the Game Time app. It's possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. The purchase process takes just 2 taps in 10 seconds. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone, no printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code BUSSIN, that's BUSSIN, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms obviously apply, boys. Back to the episode. I need a drink of water. Do we have some water?
I don't think, do we have those? Is this yours or what?
Is there anything right there behind you, JP, or are they empty?
I don't think we have any more of those waters.
Thanks. Still getting that voice fully recovered. Or get my little Frogger voice that you guys love to. Thank you. 3 shots to Kirkland. Let's get into some headlines. Jalen Hurts got fucking paid. Shout out to boy Jalen Hurts. Boomer Sooner.
fucking Tide.
The University of Oklahoma now has the highest paid player in the NFL, and his name, Jalen Hurts. What an incredible story that he's had to get to a 5-year, $255 million extension that makes him the highest paid player in the history with $179.304 million guaranteed and no trade clause. Let's fucking go. Yeah, man. His story, well, like, never not talk about it. Anytime he's a prime example of what you want, whether you have a son, a daughter going through athletics, a kid in college going through some adversity, anytime going through adversity, you could look at a story like Jalen's, being somebody who led a team to a national title, was performing in that national title game, gets benched for the backup, handles the bench role with grace. Alabama goes on to come back and win that game for a natty, handles it with grace, a smile on his face, fired up for Tua, fired up for his team, fired up for the boys. Obviously handles his business, transfers to Oklahoma, goes on a terror at Oklahoma. And again, man, and he's somebody you watch too. He would always post, it was corny back then, but it's better to talk about now, but he would always post workouts after he got done playing a game. Like, the grind never stops, him working out in the Oklahoma facility after a game. When he's a kid, that's something you look at and you joke around with, or like, all right, you're doing too much, trying to show yourself off. Like, you get the work, but doing the whole videoing now, looking back, I mean, it's something to pull from now and just show that he's an example that you want out of your athletes, that you want out of the kids, that you want out of everything. Somebody that handles adversity very well. Somebody that's got no real blemishes out there, right? Like, no real bad blood. He's never like talked ill of anybody, never talked bad about any situation really, and just handled his business. Got drafted into Philly. There was a lot of negativity surrounding it. Not all negative. There were some Philly fans who believed in it, but the majority was on the Carson Wentz train. He was an MVP. He was somebody coming off of an ACL. Right before the ACL, he was an MVP, best player in the league that's the type of ball he was playing. Philly wanted to stick with that. When they drafted Jalen, that was kind of some writing on the wall that they might be moving on with Carson, and that pissed a lot of people in Philly off. It took a few years. They took some lumps in the head, but now they got to 2022, and Jalen leads the charge. He wasn't the MVP, right? He was an MVP candidate. He leads the charge, an MVP candidate for the NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles were absolutely balling. He's somebody that commands the huddle after games when he speaks on, hey, when he talks about the weeks ahead and the road ahead, how we got to stick to doing what we know, the process, everything else. You can see all these veterans and older guys, eyes locked in on him. You can tell he has that leadership quality, that grit factor, that it factor when not only performing on the field, but also he's got the intangibles you want in a leader. And just to see it all pay off, Philly, right move by Philly, getting him paid early versus going and waiting as long as possible. You see what happens when teams do that. We're seeing it right now with Lamar Jackson. Team is now waiting and they're going to tag him. There's so much back and forth because Lamar wants that big bag, that fully guaranteed bag. I will now be curious to see how this affects the Lamar Jackson scenario, because he took $179 million guaranteed off of a $255 extension. But good, that's a win-win for both parties. I'm fired up for Philly. I'm fired up for the city of Philadelphia. I'm extremely fired up for Jalen Hurts, a contract well-deserved. And I think the boys, they have a good shot at coming back and making a repeat run.
Did you see this article about his agent?
No.
So,
it's a she, right?
Yeah, she.
He's got a shout out to the women out there. He's got a full female-led team that works with him, a marketing agent, all that stuff.
So this is one, showing you the power of the DM, and two, why women should DM men more. So back in school when he ended at Oklahoma, what's her name? Nicole Lynn. Shout out Nicole Lynn. She is a forefront leader in women's sports and changing the persona that women cannot DM men. Anyways, at the end of her season,
women DM Jack. For the women listening,
so,
you have friends with women that could be in the Jack, DM him.
She sent him a message after the season and said, hey, have you picked an agent? If not, I'd love to link. That was it. Now Hurts has gotten the biggest contract in NFL history, led by Nicole Lynn. So I think that's super dope, like on a serious level, that she put herself out there and then now has the client with the biggest contract in NFL history. So that's fucking awesome. Congratulations to Nicole Lynn and I'm sure she's going to be building a massive roster now after that one and their whole team. So
yeah, the entire Hurts team, man. Round of applause for their camp. But that is massive, and it will be interesting to see how this shakes up now with Lamar and everything else.
Can you imagine the 30 for 30 on Jalen Hurts when it comes out?
It's gonna be sick, man.
Incredible.
It really is incredible.
Because not only did he get benched in that game, he stayed that whole year after too,
right,
as the backup, and then went to Oklahoma.
That's right. He didn't transfer right away.
No, because he came in and relieved Tua in a bad situation in the SEC championship the following year to go to the national championship again.
I just got goosebumps. I mean, that is sick, man. It's an incredible story, and it's really cool to see it in real time kind of unfold, and the Eagles do right by him and pay him early and get him. And it shows, too, that the Eagles aren't fucking around. They're letting everybody know this is our guy. This is who we're going to be with for years to come, and we're going to build around him and around this team that we have right now. I feel like their front office, just everything that Philly's doing right now with Coach Sirianni, right? Sirianni, with Coach Sirianni, I apologize. But everything they're doing right now, culture-wise at Philly, it seems like they are making the right moves.
They got their identity back.
Yeah. I agree with that, man. And hey, hopefully they win us a lot of money this year on Bet the Bus.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Washington, Dan Snyder sells the team. Freedom. I think when looking back on the Dan Snyder era, I saw a funny statistic that there's 3 name changes and only 2 playoff wins, which is funny. And a lot of people are always curious about what it was like with him as the owner. It's not like the owner has too much of an effect directly on the players. I will say this, my whole time there always felt like it's always, even being on the outside, you see it more objectively now, but it's always felt like you've always seen this dark cloud that's over Washington. When you're there and in it, you don't necessarily know. You know that it can be national news, but it's not like you're in another state actually hearing everybody else talk about it. You just think you're in your own shit, you're in your own drama. All these reporters, all they want to fucking talk about is finding stories inside this Dan Snyder era. And when you're talking to players don't have a whole lot to speak on because it's not like, A, that's the boss, but B, that's not like there's actually stories to know. I'm sure there are players out there that probably know some stuff, but it's not like a known thing playing for that organization. But I think what sucks is being a player that was there for 5 years, is just knowing that it never actually got better. Like, because when you're a player and you're there, I know when I got to start some games and then I became a starter and everything else, like the core group of guys that were on the team, like we had some good, talented teams that just didn't get the job done. And that always sucked. And you always heard people talking about the outside noise and the outside cloud surrounding the Washington organization and how toxic of a culture it was. And from me in my shoes and a couple of the players' shoes in our position, it's not like you ever wanted to feed that narrative because you felt like we were trying to implement and do the things culture-wise that didn't really merit what the outside noise was saying. Granted, we were naive and ignorant. We didn't really understand all of that high-level stuff going on at the organization. But it just sucks knowing that, there's a quote out there, you always want to leave a place better than you left it. And you look back at the Washington stuff and my time there, and it just sucks knowing that you were part of it and you were part of a great group of guys and even at times like good staffs that unfortunately we just didn't get it done. So their jobs didn't prolong and players didn't get re-signed. And you just always felt like it was something that, man, if we just make this play or do this right and win a couple more games, the ball will get rolling. And it just sucks knowing like that never came into fruition. But now being out of it for 5 years now and seeing it from afar, you actually see how toxic of a place it was, how many headlines are truly in the national media a few times a year with this team that you look at it from the top down that ultimately affects the organization, which affects the coaches, which leaks into the players. So you never saw from that high level when you were in it as a player versus being outside of it now and just seeing it for what it was. And it's like, man, there'll be times where you sit in battle because I love my time in Washington. And those were my favorite years playing ball with a group of guys, stuff like that. And you almost hesitate wanting to speak highly on it because you know how much negativity surrounds that logo nationally. And you're just like, when you're out of it, you're kind of just like, well, what can I really do now versus just pour into allowing more of a platform for people to talk ill of Washington. So I am fired up that Dan Snyder's out of it. I'm fired up that he sold it off to, I forget who. I know Magic Johnson was part of the team. The Moans, the 76ers.
What did it sell for? 6.2
Yeah,
billion?
something like that. 6.2 billion or something. He's obviously getting paid, but it's like he's one of those Succession type fucking families, bro. There was one time it was like we were doing a team appreciation. We were doing like a team building activity. Coach Gruden called off practice one day. We're fired up. And again, a good group of guys, like a good roster.
I mean, the coaching staff that came from there that are all head coaches now.
Yeah, that tree, bro. You had Gruden, you had Shanahan. Before Gruden, it was Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur, O'Connell. I mean, you had some guys that came from that tree. And then a lot of them with Green Bay right now with Joe B, Olivedati, that's with LaFleur out there. But I remember one time we had this team building where we went and watched the movie. And it was, I believe it was, what was that movie with Mark Wahlberg? No, Contraband. Yeah, Transformers. We were watching Contraband. And the actor, not Mark Wahlberg, but the other main actor that was like his brother-in-law, the blonde-haired cat, good actor, came from like Alpha Dog. He was there. But I remember we're sitting in like the middle. We had the theater rented out, and Snyder and Bruce Allen come to the movie. They sit right in front of us, and you can just tell that they're hammered, like they're just drunk. We're obviously kind of messing around behind them, like the boss is in, stuff like that. And it's kind of my first time really seeing Snyder because they weren't around. Bruce Allen and Snyder were just not around the team. They weren't really at practice. Not the way John Robinson would be with Vrabel, the Titans, where Amy would come around every now and then, or when they brought in McLuhan as the GM for the Redskins at the time. He was around practice all the time. Bruce Allen and Dan Snyder were never around us. They're around us at this movie. And you can just tell they're hammered. And literally before the movie starts, like they're being loud and shit like that. And Dan's like, shut the fuck up. And literally putting his finger weirdly, like putting it on his lips and like touching his nose. He's like, shut the fuck up to Bruce Allen, the president. And he's like, drink this. And they're like fucking drinking. It was just such a weird thing to see out of like the owner and the president at the time, to where like me and my boy Adam Hayward were like, yeah, what the fuck is going on with these boys? But just like a weird exchange. That's not a story that's like an all tell story, but just my honestly like singular experience around Dan Snyder. That was it. So glad he sold the team. What else do we have? Atlanta year 10.2. What do you want to go in there? People think that jersey's a joke. That jersey's not a joke.
That's what you need to address.
Yeah, that got sent to me. What was it? When did I receive those texts? Because I obviously fill you guys in. What was it, a month ago? Yeah, and listen, I won't say names. People can put the puzzle together. I do know coaches at the Atlanta organization. And I was there whenever I did my workout last year to where I went to sign, and I was around them for the entirety of the day because we were trying to figure out my entire contract situation. And the GM there, I think his name is Terry. I forget his last name, but Terry, the GM with the Falcons now, was the head of player personnel on the Saints whenever I signed with the Saints, and he ran me through my workout. So I even have a relationship with the GM with the Falcons. But all to say, there's like open communication. We saw him at Ohio State, but like a month ago, they were texting, trying to figure out, hey, do we think something like we do want to try and figure something out going into next year if you're up for it. And it's kind of like one of those conversations because listen, your boy, yes, I am long in the tooth. I'm 33. I'm white. I'm old. I'm not all this stuff that can go against it. But your boy is finessed the last 3-4 years of training camp, which is a positive thing. I haven't put a whole lot of wear and tear on this body. I've proven that I can show up at the drop of a hat and play that week if needed. Special teams, everybody has all that stuff. But I have those things going for me to be a veteran that you can kind of like, hey, we can get you on the roster. However, the stipulations of playing before a season are not necessarily in the cards for the boy. Do I think it can actually, if I truly tried pursuing the football gig. Do I think it could happen? Yeah, I think it could happen. How serious are all of these conversations? I don't know how serious. I just know that when my agent calls me and I get reached out to about the potential of figuring something out, I don't know what figuring out means. I don't know how serious those things are, but all to say, like, if I were to play this year, your boy's not playing before the season starts. Like, that's just, you got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. And that's a game I've been trying to finesse and I've been able to evade and avoid for the last 3 or 4 years for the sole reason of being a minimum player. If I were to have been a guy in these past few years that would have gotten a contract for 2 years or 1 year at $3 million, I would go and partake in off-season activities. But the fact that I know what my resume is, I know what my reputation is. And if the market tells me I'm a minimum guy, then I know the injury rate in the NFL is 100%. The NFL at some point will need linebackers. And I know I have the reputation and resume to be a guy to go in and play that week if needed, as long as I stay in shape. Staying in shape, that's subjective. The workout, the splits, that stuff changes up all the time. However, that is me addressing the Atlanta year 10.2 for all the haters out there that are that get pissed off to see the success that the boys are having.
Can you explain to like people who might not understand what goes into like training camp and like what exactly are you trying to miss out on? Like explain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's wear and tear. I know when I was at Nebraska, we had this coach, Doug Coleman. I think he's a coach in the pros now, but he's like, hey, the game when you get in the league, if you guys are able to make it one day, and we were sophomores, he's like, it's all about how many training camps you can survive. Now, with that, like when you're somebody that is a guy on the team and you can get taken care of, teams are going to take care of you in training camp. But when you're a guy on a 90-man roster trying to make a 53, so what's the math on that? 37 guys are going to get cut. When you're kind of seen on the fence, you're going to have to fucking grind to make the 53. I got to an age, Jack, and it was after the Titans. It was after my first Titan season. When we stood up that spring, when we stood up Bussin. 2019, I think. And it was kind of a decision I made that, okay, I was a backup on the Titans and I didn't get to play a whole lot. And I know you guys heard the story. I think I told it in Denver. And no one got injured, so I didn't have a whole lot of film as a starting backer. So my 5 years at Washington, kind of growing from practice squad to starting a few games to starting several to being the starter, captain, all that stuff, that reputation and resume you hope that you acquired carries you into a contract 2, which is a multi-year deal. And you hopefully can stay around a coaching staff that understands all this stuff surrounding you, right? You hope that plays into your favor because you've grinded so hard to get to that point. When you go to a new place like the Titans, I signed a 1-year deal. So I'm trying to re-up. I'm trying to go 1 year, play, ball out, get a new bag, as they all like to say. Like re-up. It's going to be, I'll sacrifice a multi-year deal. I'll go 1 year at a time, and I'll try to get a 2-3 year deal after that. It didn't work out for me that way. So at that point, when I finished with the Titans, there's a lot of fun and passion that got sucked out of being a football player when I came to Tennessee. Vrabel's first year in Tennessee, it wasn't the most fun playing ball. And I would tell him that now. I don't know if I have told him that, but where Vrabel and I's relationship is at now has zero comparison to where it was or what it was about his first year there. And I was ready to kind of be done, not really be done, and kind of see what happens. But that was the first year I was like, okay, I have my resume. I'm 28, going to be 29. The pedigree I have is the pedigree I have. I'm an undrafted cat. Teams know if I get picked up, it's going to be because there's just a staff member on that team that knows about me that goes, hey, he can play ball. Other than that, I didn't want to have to grind to reinvent myself again on a team that I wasn't familiar with, because training camp and off-season programs not that hard to know. But when you're trying to do what we're doing now, building a brand, building Bussin with the Boys, taking that risk, taking that shot to build the podcast, it takes up 3 months of your time where you can be half in and half out, But if you're going to take football seriously, you got to pour more into the football aspect. At that point in time, I was ready to pour more into my transition outside of the sport. So if you're not committed like that, you don't want to take up 3 months of your time in the spring. You're gonna have to train your fucking dick off. Because again, you're probably gonna be second or third on the depth chart, probably competing with a rookie or another vet that they brought in. Then when you hit the ground running in training camp, you've got to sacrifice and brainwash yourself and live in this world of like, you know, discipline, extreme discipline, because you have goals and aspirations of being a fucking guy on a team. And that takes a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice that everybody knows about. And you have wear and tear on your body. What I mean by that is you're taking reps, you're fucking hitting every day, all the time. Listen, every athlete, every fucking football player that is out there and they're in the middle of training camp, they hate their fucking life. In a joking way, like you're coming in after a practice like, fuck, man, I don't know how many of these I can pour together. Because you train so hard to get here physically, training camp beats you down to where you get to the season, and then you're trying to maintain that level all throughout the entirety of the season. It's a fucking grind all year round. For me, it's like, I'm going to be a minimum player, so I'm going to skip off-season program. Because why go there if I'm going to be minimum. I'm not getting paid in April, May, and June. You get paid when you're on the team playing games during the season. So I'm going to do away with that. I'm going to try to get on a team late in training camp so that way I can take care of my body, take care of my legs. And when I do get signed, you miss all of the pads are on days, or there might only be a couple left because you're getting brought in because you're a trusted veteran that has been there, that a coach knows that there's a reference that can be called, that they're like, hey, are you in shape? If you're in shape, let's bring you in for a workout. You pass a test. Were you comfortable? How quickly do you think you can learn? And then I know once I get in and I can sit down for a day or two with the coach individually, they're going to know, hey, we can throw him in the fire right now. So it was more of like, not a gamble, because again, there were going to be calls that happen, but it's just like trying to do your best to finesse all of training camp. The things you miss out on is building the camaraderie, building your kind of leadership role within the team, because you're not sweating, you're not going through it with them all year long. You're kind of coming in last minute or coming in at the middle of the year. But that is what I mean by you try and finesse why veterans would want to skip training camp, because they're either holding out or they're just trying to take care of their body. Because there's a lot of veterans who have a vet day during training camp. If you're a guy like Derrick Henry, like the Derrick Henrys of the world, you'll go on a couple days and go off, or you won't play in the preseason games. Me, I was over it. I didn't want to be in the preseason games anymore. I didn't want to have to reinvent myself anymore. I didn't want to have to keep my head down and do the same practice squad mentality that I had in year one when I'm going at year 8, 9, and 10. So it's a long-winded way of answering that question.
Oh, that's good. I feel like it's all risk assessment for you at this point.
Yeah, and it's just all like, where are you at in your career? How have you done with your finances? Like, what are your aspirations? What are things you want to do off the field? All those sorts of things. Should we get into our shout out, no free shout out? Once we do shout out, no free shout out, we can answer some fan questions, and then we can cap it off with some tier talk. Blasi, do you want to start us off, or should we hit an ad read before we get into shout out, no free shout out? Let's do an ad read. Before we get into the ad read, if you guys are watching right now, please leave a comment. The boys solo dolo right now, chopping it up with the boys on the back of the bus. Drop a comment, engage, do all that shit. Before we get into shout out, no free shout outs, we are here to shout out Factor. This spring, you need nutritious, convenient meals to energize you for warmer, active days and keep you on track to reaching your goals. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you full up with fast, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You save time, money, you eat well, and tackle everything on your to-do list. Too busy to cook this spring, like the boys? With Factor, skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the shopping, skip the chopping, skip the prepping, and cleaning up on top of that. Look for calorie-conscious options. Try the delicious, dietitian-approved, calorie-smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. With 34-plus chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options, there's always a little something for everyone. Want to cut back on the takeout? Get Factor instead. Not only is Factor cheaper than takeout, but meals are ready faster than restaurant delivery in just 2 minutes. Head to factormeals.com/bussin50 and use code bussin50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code bussin50 at factormeals.com/bussin50 to get 50% off your first box. An ad read. I felt my voice going too, boy. I know.
Fuck him up. He's on a.
And again, shout out this fit. We got the Pythons on, the Gold's Gym crew. The vibes are high right now. Blossy, kick us off with our favorite segment, shout out, no free shout out, segment of the week.
My shout out this week goes to those times that you're trapped, mostly inside I wouldn't say trapped, but you're stuck at a hospital for like an extended period of time. And you see something in the corner of your eye, you're getting a little hungry, your stomach's starting to rumble, and you see that, what do they call that? The vending machine. So already you're excited that you see the vending machine. But what's even better is when you go to that vending machine, you put your money in and you select the item that you want, and that item starts to fall down. And for whatever reason, somebody who came before you bought an item just under it. And as that thing starts to fall, it hits that item. You get 2 for 1. The double from the vending machine. So my shout out, no free shout out.
That's a fucking good one, bro. That is a good one. Hats off.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. My shout out, no free shout out, goes to that first day you're able to like really spin in the sun. So we were in Vegas this past weekend on, was it Friday? We got to go to the pool and we just kicked it in the sun for like 4 or 5 hours, got a little tan going. Then we were outside on Saturday for the game. You know, you feel a little bit burnt after it. Like you get in a shower and you're like, oh, that stings a little bit. But then like a day or two passes and then you're like, oh, this year we're getting tan. Like there's no question about it. So my shout out for shout is, I guess the base tan, but more just that first day you can truly just sit in the sun with nothing to do but just catch some UV.
Love
shout out that UV in Vegas.
And you're right too. Like when you look in the mirror and you start seeing the color a little bit, you're like, fuck, I need this. You got, Big Ed.
My shout out, no free shout out, goes to, like, we've been traveling obviously a lot with Spring Tour. So it's that when you get home and you just plop on the couch and you just let out that deep exhale, like, all right, now I can relax for a couple hours before I have to go do whatever the next thing I have to do is. So just kind of like hitting that quick reset button once you get home from traveling.
Love that.
Breathing.
Shout out to breathing, man. Shout out to oxygen.
Shout out to oxygen, just free out here.
Shout out to that O2 on the periodic table, man.
It is. My shout out, no free shout out, goes to the first thing I think a lot of people find is like when you go on the computer for the first time or you're like first learning your way around a computer screen.
Yeah.
It's when, for me, my dad, he would always play solitaire and he said, hey, Jay, come in here. I want to show you something. Drags that last card and then the solitaire end screen just goes crazy. And it's like the first time you see that digital.
No doubt.
Yeah, like it's just, so shout out to the solitaire end screen.
Say what, kids these days, they ain't gonna know that.
They don't know that.
They don't know that.
I still haven't won either.
You never won at solitaire?
Really?
Really?
Gotta get the
Hey, that's
PC back.
not good, brother. Yeah, that's not good. We need to get you on that. JP hasn't won solitaire? Fuck. What do you got, G?
My shout out, no free shout out this week is going to go to when you're at a nice restaurant and maybe you're on a date with your girl, you buy a bottle of wine. And this is something that happened to me recently, never happened before, but they pour the glass and then you got to smell it. I have no clue what I'm talking about, but you just feel like a boss.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's good, smells good, tastes good, whatever. We'll run that one up. So shout out to that moment of finessing that boss feeling at a nice dinner.
You give the little swirl, you give the little.
Well, so when I did it,
You look up and you're like,
oh yeah, I went to spin it and the wine just went left, right, and was like, oh shit, let me just sip. Yeah, that's good. Run it up. So shout out to those little moments.
love that. My shout out, no free shout out, is going to go to the smell of your hands after you peel an orange. The smell of your hands after you peel an orange. Rue has been loving What are the small oranges? Clementines? Yeah, clementines. Yo, clementines are a hitter. We should do a little fruit tier talk here soon. But Rue's been all about the clementines, and I enjoy peeling them for her. Once I cut them up, and you just don't wash your hands because you're just like, man, I kind of enjoy this little smell I got from the orange peel. So that is my shout out, no free shout out. Your hands smelling like an orange peel.
There's another one in there, but I'm afraid to say it. I'll hold it. I'll hold it then.
Another what in there?
A little shout out within your story.
Talking about the little burst of juice in your mouth with that clementine?
Maybe there was, yeah.
Dude, you put that clementine in your mouth and you just bite down and you feel that just burst in your fucking mouth, dude. Refreshing.
God's gusher, as they call it.
Ooh, I fucking love that, Jack. God's gusher. Are you gonna do it?
Are you gonna do one at all? Oh,
you did one.
My bad. The wine.
Oh, I'm gonna go again.
Before we go to the next thing, I want to loop back around, throwing the idea of doing the opposite of a shout out, no free shout out, whatever it may be, but still just putting that on the table. Someone has grievances, something they hate about life. Once a week, one person. I think it could really shine some light on things we hate.
I think Hove proposed this idea and has a name for it.
You have a name?
Yeah, the pet peeve of the week. I remember you talking about that. We could do pet peeve of the week.
I'm just one to throw it back out there because.
Should we run it right now?
You got one?
I got a fucking pet peeve right off the top.
How much time you got?
I got a pet peeve of the week, and this will be my first one because I stand about this, bro. People not turning left at the fucking middle at the light. When the light turns yellow and that person in the middle lane is not out there to go left, when you're not over that fucking line, it pisses me off. It pisses me off, dude. Because what's the worst that can happen? Nothing. People talking about getting hit, but like, okay, you creep over the line, right? Here's the game. Like, let me put you on some game. You're sitting there, and if you're somebody who sits behind the line, and as that thing turns yellow, and you're just like, oh, it doesn't feel right. Like, no, you've got to fucking take some risk and get out there. You put yourself out a little over the white line. Matter of fact, get all four wheels in front of the white line. Get your bumper a few feet away from it. You got to be sitting. You got to be sitting out there ready to go. It's not. We got a cop. We got a cop here. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. And you sit out there, and even if somebody's trying to run the red light or the yellow light from the other side that's coming the other way, and that's on your awareness, right? You're watching. If you see somebody hightailing, okay, they're gonna go. Even if that fucking light turns red and you're still over the white line, once that guy passes and the light's red, you still just turn left. We've got to get people doing this because we're holding a lot of people back out there. We're holding a lot of people back, and that is on my Mount Rushmore pet peeves. I'm in the back, I'm fucking hitting my steering wheel. I'm pretending that the person who stayed, that they know what they did and they're looking at me in the rearview mirror and they can see me just losing my mind at them behind them. You've got to get out there over the white line and start turning fucking left.
We should make that illegal.
What?
You should be able to get pulled over if you don't pull up.
Yes, man.
Citizen's arrest.
And I know the boy Taylor would be so proud of this first inaugural pet peeve of the week because my man will get on G on spring tour if he doesn't run red lights from 20 yards back.
Dude, I hate that we're doing this segment without the boy.
I know, but I don't think I've seen that much passion in a shout out, no free shout out ever. So I feel like this segment has legs. So,
this segment for sure has legs. We're talking about this is stuff you throw clips out there and people are going to eat it up. But I think that's the majority of the world. Who would agree with that? Or America, because they do roads differently in Europe, and all the other countries. But I think everybody would agree with that. Besides people who don't do it. Am I fucking overreacting?
No, absolutely.
We agree with you.
Sorry, it's just getting it.
It's the fear of the.
Dude, and if you're actually in a rush too, that's when like the real anger comes out because you're like, this person is the reason I'm late. When in reality, you could have left 10 minutes
That's
earlier.
fair. That's fair. But the comment against that is be on time and stuff. And let's play into that for a second. Even if you're ahead of time, like just the normal rules of the game, you've got to fucking get out there and move because some of these lights ain't sitting that long. The main road's gonna get most of the play. And if you're on a side road trying to hit left, you're gonna get about 5 seconds to fucking turn left. So it's imperative that everyone pushes and inches their way out there to go left because there's people behind you that you are holding back and you are letting down. You are letting people down, dude. Somebody else do a pet peeve. Hey, text Taylor and see if he has one. We can phone him in if he's got one.
You just call him.
Yeah. JP, what's yours?
My pet peeve of
Yeah,
the
you can
week
whisper to him or something.
does not come with near as much energy as Will's. Mine goes to when it's raining outside and whoever's driving, this makes me so mad. Whoever's driving has the windshield wipers at the wrong speed. And so it could be like a drizzle and they'll have them just whip it. I'm like, I go crazy. I like look out the window. I'm like, oh my God, please stop this. And it's not efficient. It bugs me so much. And I feel like I hear every single click and wipe. So
Love
that's
that.
my pet peeve.
I'm with that. Some small just pisses you off, bro.
My pet peeve of the week, it's when the plane immediately lands and people immediately get up because they think it's going to speed up the process of you getting off the plane because it's like you're just slowing the process down. There's no point, like you're hurrying up just to wait even more. Like there's no point in it, and like especially when you're like on the aisle seat and a bigger person comes and just stands right there, and you're just kind of like have to lean over because they're taking up so much space. Yes, when a fat person stands next to you and they're taking up all your space, and like you can't, like you're just stuck like this for another 10 minutes because we're deboarding, and they think, oh, I got to sprint and get off the plane. Like you're not that important.
I actually disagree somewhat with that take.
How?
Because if you're on a long flight and you just want to stand up and stretch your legs, not walk or like start doing everything, but say I'm sitting on the aisle right now, right? Say I'm sitting on the aisle and you're in the middle seat and JP's on the window, or you're on the other aisle and we land, I'll just want to stand up because my fucking back hurts. Like I got to start getting my back right because now I'm going to be walking like this down the aisle. Now like grab my bags, I get that. But I'm saying like when we land, sometimes I just want to stand up and shake these legs out.
Well, I get that, but it's like it's the people that will like grab their shit out of the top and then like start going down the aisle. All right. I'm at it.
I feel you. I feel you there.
That is
I do
my-
feel you. It leaves some good gray area to argue in a very well engaged type of post. If you don't have one, you can pass.
I got one.
Did you text Taylor anything?
Yeah, he hasn't responded yet, but I gave him the context of what's going on.
'Cause now I feel bad too. I would like to say some of that stuff over the phone. Like, hey, we've been talking hella shit and I've been disrespecting you about this championship trophy.
My pet peeve of the week is when you go to the movies. You're actually, with the squad, with the girl, whatever. And whether it's a kid or a couple that is talking or just being obnoxiously loud, I understand kids don't have a grasp on like reality up into a certain age. But if this kid is like screaming and yelling, take this motherfucking kid out back and give them a little whooping. Cause it's like, don't bring your kid to a public theater unless you're ready for them to sit down and be a grown up for an hour and a half. Cause like, I'm not going to spend, $40 at the end of the day when it's said and done off snacks and tickets and my good time and gas getting there for some little shit to ruin my time. Cause it's happened before. I remember I saw Doctor Strange in theater, a movie that I don't think like a 5-year-old is grasping anyways. And they're in the back like doing all this shit. I'm like, please just take your kid out. Like, I understand you're trying to like enjoy your time, but man, it doesn't have to do with kids. Just people who just are like loud, and I'm loud. Y'all know that. Like I will yell in a space where you're supposed to be whispering, but I also know when it's time to whisper or just not talk at all.
Mm-hmm.
I will stop talking.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Yeah.
Glad you got that one off your
He's been
chest.
waiting on me for like a year and a half.
Hey, I was really worried that you were going in about it, like with all these kids. And I'm like, Jack, man, you were at the Mario movie. Like, it's got like a lot of kids there.
No, surprisingly, we did have a kid behind us who came in guns blazing, yelling and stuff, and he actually ended up being really good. So hats off to that kid. Some kids can learn from that kid.
Yeah. You got a pet peeve, Bloss?
Yeah, the pet peeve that comes to my mind, like immediately when you first mentioned it, was just people who rub their teeth on any kind of silverware when you're at the table. That shit makes my ears
Rub
hurt.
their teeth on silverware.
Yeah, like whenever they bite down and they scrape their teeth on the silverware.
Oh.
Holy shit, that's like nails on a chalkboard. That shit irks me so bad.
Dude,
I can see Will doing that.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. I ain't doing no shit like that. You do hear me suck them fingers
That's what
now.
I'm saying.
I didn't know that was a pet peeve, and I got called out for that by my ex-girlfriend. And it like and it happened a bunch where I was like, what are you talking about? And like it would like ruin dinners for her sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, like what? Like, but yeah, so I can
But it was, boss. That's a pet peeve.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Get it corrected, Jack.
lose with
Eat that finger food.
grace.
I do suck them fingers. I could see how that can be a little OD. Because me, I hate my.
Slapping him next time.
Yeah, I just hate my hands or fingers being dirty ever. So once I get done with a wing, after every wing, boy, I'm
You
fucked.
act like that mouth is clean.
What you talking about? But as long as it's off my fingers, you know what I mean? I'm trying.
That's what it sounded like.
Oh, I know I suck them things hard. I'm trying to only do it one time. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get in them little crevices of the nail.
After every
Yeah.
Why?
It depends, because I'm a guy who likes to drink. I'm a guy who likes to take a drink after bites. So if I'm gonna grab my cup, I don't want my fingers to be dirty.
Hey,
No,
next time.
bro. If you're picking up I had a buddy, Logan. He would just be so messy when he ate all the fucking time. And he would pick up his cup like this to like suck out of the straw. And it's like, bro, get a hold. Like, look at you.
I do that.
Well, next time you do that, fucking take a moment and be like,
No, I look.
how do I look right now?
I know
Fucking
I look ridiculous. But
double palming a fucking cup to take a drink. Wipe your hands, man.
Next
It's gonna
time,
be there.
next time I'm gonna get you. We're gonna get an extra water cup that you could just dump your fingers in. Put an end to this.
Yeah. I like the pet peeve. I'm glad we're getting it off the ground. Pet peeve of the week. There were some people, I want to say in the comments, because we were telling people to leave comments talking about what we could call it. But anyway. Yeah, shout out, no free shout out. You got pet peeve of the week. I like the pet peeve. We can get some shit off of our chest. I know. God, I wish the fucking boy was here. Boy could have been. Oh, could he have been here? I want to say he might have had something going on in AZ. Yeah. Yeah, I need to fucking text him about that meeting. How long's this pod been going?
We're at 1:30 right now.
Wow.
That's mine is probably
7 minutes.
yeah.
Let's get into some of the fan questions. No bad questions. Let's get into what, Jack, do you have them pulled up?
Yeah, but it's on my computer. Do you want me to just read off a few, or do you want to? Because it's on Bloss's computer right now for your screen.
Yeah, go ahead. You can read off a few.
All right.
And I want to say I checked the email and grabbed a couple.
All right. Well, this one, I guess, starting out just because we were on the spring tour. Do you think you could be a head coach in college or the NFL?
Yes. No, I do. Before all the podcasting stuff, I wanted to coach football. When I was going through college, when I was choosing my college, I would ask like Coach Bo, all the coaches, whenever I'd go on visits, like what they would advise me getting my degree in. Just because ultimately I wanted to coach football. And going through college, if I didn't make it in the league or if this stuff didn't happen, I would definitely be in the college, or not the college. I would be in the coaching circuit, the coaching world right now. I'm glad I'm not, because that is a fucking grind of a job. awesome. You get a lot from it, a lot of pros. The thing I really enjoy about coaching ball outside of the X's and O's, because I love the game of football. I love like coaching defense. I love schematics. I love trying to figure out what the opposition's about to do based on how they're aligned and everything else. But outside of that is like impacting players, like impacting kids. I think I would have liked college more. And JP, I was talking to you about this too after Coach Dillingham. He like I love sitting down with Coach Dillingham because he just like sparks that stuff that I love about coaching. I feel like that's what he speaks on. But I would have loved to have, I'm not going to close the door on it because you just never know. I'm sure as time goes and I get deep in my 30s or 40s and I get that itch to like want to coach ball, I won't say I would never do it because I very much would. If I wasn't doing this, I would want to coach football. Do what? I'd coach high school. I'd feel like coaching high school would be like, I got everything I need, everything I want. I'm comfortable. I'm all this stuff. You got fuck you money that you can just sit on. You just coach high school football because you want to. I feel like it's like that legacy of impact. It's like you do all this stuff to want to make money, your ambitions. You want to chase all this stuff selfishly, personally for your family. Then I feel like you also get to certain areas of your life or certain spots or stages to where it's like, what are you trying to fill now? And I think ultimately it always ends up in like wanting to impact somebody somehow. So I would love to coach high school ball. If I was coaching right now, I think I would want to be in NFL over college because the life of college is so long. Like you're almost doing 2 and 3 jobs between recruiting, re-recruiting these kids, coaching football. And then versus the NFL, you get some more off periods. But I like the idea of college more because I think the 18 to 22-year-olds, you can imprint on and impact more. To where when their time is up, it's not because you're cutting them. Because hopefully they're going on to things that you've developed. You've helped them find and develop and help them find themselves, find their passion. And you can kind of play a role in helping them achieve, whether it's the NFL or coaching or the next gig or be a reference. And then they want to come back to you just because, Coach Comp, I fuck with Coach Comp. He was there, like he was pivotal, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's what I would love most about coaching. So yeah, I do think I could be a coach.
So that question was from our man, Briley Man. Next question from Brennan Slocum. What are your thoughts on things like analytics as a player? Does it make sense or do you feel like it boxes you in what the data says?
I think there's a place for it. As a guy who who was never the best player, not always. Now I won't say always. I set myself up for a nice little chirp for people in the comments. I was never the best player, like in the pros and stuff like that, to where analytics like PFF would never really play in my favor, and that would bother me. But I think there's a place for it because I think if I got to be real and have awareness, like, the tangible things that you can measure, that's what the data and analytics are for. Obviously, you don't play as long as I have as an undrafted guy or some of these guys who've been lower rounds undrafted. Like Bakhtiari was a 4th round guy who got a massive big deal. There are some things that data and analytics just can't measure. That is kind of the balance between the two. So yeah, analytics boxes you in, but also the right people know the answer anyway. You got to take it all with a grain of salt. You almost wish the analytics would play in your favor just in general so you could claim it and have that significance or that fame factor to where you have that public recognition. But like I always said, man, numbers have been trying to chase me and hold me down for years. It just can't. But yes and no.
All right. This one comes from our guy, Jacob Barish. Who would win in a fight, a bear or a gorilla?
An argument as old as time.
Yes.
This was always good for the locker room. One by one, Blosh, you start, or I'll start. Blosh, you can go. And don't give an explanation. Just say what you would think, and then we can open it up. Mine, gorilla.
I'm going to say bear.
Gorilla.
Bear.
Gorilla.
Bear.
Wow. 50-50 split right now.
Gotta call Taylor.
I know. Has he answered your text?
No. He blocked me.
So
That would be an iconic matchup.
iconic. I think where
You're
it's
right.
hard is gorillas aren't like, I mean, neither are bears, but gorillas aren't, you don't see that any of those like aggressive videos like you do in abundance with the bears out there. Like bears can stand and go fucking toes and it looks violent. However, I think you piss that silverback off, dude. Like they're so fucking strong. I think they can lift like 10 ton over their head. They could hit a fucking, look it up. Look it up, Mitch. I think a ton is what, 2,000 pounds? I bet they can lift 12,000 pounds above their head. 6 ton. Well, fuck, I had to do the math. I'm sorry, I'm just going off the cuff. God. Trying to like flavor this up a little bit.
Where
Don't
my
exaggerate.
where my hesitation was not going, or if I went gorilla, would be because they have like, hands, and they can grab.
Yeah, they can grab. They're fucking more agile. They hit the little, what?
Any adult gorilla can lift up to 450 kilograms, not with a body size that can go. That's saying. The silverbacks are in fact stronger than 20 adult human beings combined, as they can lift or throw up to 850 kilograms, while a well-trained man can only lift up to 400 kilograms. And then 450 kilograms is 992 pounds.
So we're looking at 1,000 pounds with one arm.
Doesn't say with one arm.
Yeah, one arm. Have y'all watched fucking Kong or Mighty Joe Young?
Where my hesitation was, it was a leverage thing because I feel like a gorilla can get on 2 feet and definitely over
Bear can too.
a bear can too, but I don't think they got the balance of a gorilla like that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think it's
So that's where I was having a tough time with. But with that being said, though, that opens yourself up to the bear to get under you. So that's ultimately where I led on.
what'd you just find, Mitch? I like that. That's good. Fucking
It says gorillas have the bite force of 1,300 pounds per square inch. That is double a lion.
either way, you're a gorilla. You maneuver around, and all you need is get on that back. You grab them, throw a fucking right hook, and bite in their fucking spine. It's over.
A bear's
Over.
is 1,200. What was gorillas? 1,300.
Yeah, the agility factor is what gets it for me.
Yeah, the more I start to think,
But think of the arm mobility of the fucking, like, they're gonna be, gorillas are ready to go, man. You never know.
Ever seen a fight?
Yeah. But you've seen a gorilla fucking charge and just swing that motherfucker, dude. Bears are fast now.
I think it just comes down to the aggression. And like you said, there's way more videos.
We got to pretend.
We're taking best on best.
Yeah, best on best. Mentality is there. The aggression is there. We got to pretend that they're wanting to fight.
Bruce Buffer is there.
Yeah, yeah.
Time.
It's time.
A brown bear can run up to 35 miles an hour, and a gorilla can run up to 25.
I actually saw.
They don't look up speed in a boxing match.
No.
They don't look up
No.
speed in a
That's what
UFC
you asked
fight.
for.
We're in the wild. But if one of them runs, I just think if they're both running at each other, I envision a fucking gorilla taking that arm, whop, landing one to the head. Maybe the grizzly stands up because we got to say grizzly bear, right? We got to assume grizzly bear, and that's a bad motherfucker. But let's just say the grizzly bear stands up, taking a shot to the gut, boom, shot to the gut, and one of them rolls that them gorillas do. And then again, bear drops down. Gorilla jumps on his fucking back. Another one, bam, to the skull. Yeah, or he just takes both hands. Yeah, hits a little DK and then bites his fucking spine. 300 pounds per square inch. It's over.
But okay,
How many would I say? 1,300 pounds per
it
square
can
inch.
go the other way too. All of that can go the other way. Bear can body you and then get you in the jaw. Yeah, but if he grabs you, he's got claws, bro. Delete that sound effect.
Y'all were talking about like weight. A grizzly bear can weigh up like averages around like 600 pounds. A silverback gorilla averages between 300 and 500 pounds.
Double.
Yeah, but that's a fucking
Double.
thick gorilla, bro.
Still half of the bear he's fighting.
He said 300 to 500. Think of a 500-pound silverback.
I'm terrified.
Yo.
God, how do we get that happen? How do we get that to happen?
I know.
Put me in the cage. You'll see what a gorilla looks like.
What else you got, Jack? I think
Um,
it's a good debate. Leave in the comments gorilla or
I like how we go
gorilla or bear.
with 2 or 3 like football or like current related questions, and then we do 1 hypothetical because that's where I feel like people have the most passion. So 'cause it's obviously
I saw somebody go, what do I think about Jalen Hurts deal and how does it
affect if Lamar Jackson gets an agent or not.
no, not that one. This one was how does it affect LeBron's legacy?
He's gonna get another ring.
Where was it?
There was
I had one that leads into our tier talk.
yeah,
That was
okay.
perfect.
I had a couple from the email that I will pull up.
All right, so what are your thoughts on the new Herbie Husker mascot? And
Oh, hang on before that one. Here's a good hypothetical. What do you call soda? Is it soda or cola? There's 3. Hey, trust me. I'm talking I would go toes at Nebraska because people up there call it fucking pop.
People who say pop are also still saying the N-word, so let's get that straight.
But ways to call soda, they would say soda, cola, or pop.
I'm definitely soda.
That's great.
Well, I can understand soda versus pop because I feel like that's a northern thing or like a
Yeah,
Midwestern
Northerners say pop, and pop is not it. Pop is gay. You say pop, you are gay, dude.
I think they're what?
This was an email.
thing.
What you got? JP got something.
What here?
Somebody did ask one. This comes from at JHubby34. Are you gay? Fan question.
Do you want to address that?
No. This was at JHubby34 asked that under your tweet. They're asking you if you're gay.
Oh, if I'm gay?
Yeah.
No. No. No, I'm not gay. There's a saying that I had that's how you find out. You got to know. Sometimes you got to suck a dick to know you don't like sucking dick. And we know. And I found out. So no, I would say I'm not gay. Nice clip. Here we go, boys. Have you ever had a grudge on somebody and enacted revenge on them years later? I would say I don't think so. I think if I ever did, maybe I would be just in a position of power. Maybe that person needs something. I might remember what they did to me. And I might just give them the nod no. But if I'm truly reacting out of revenge years later on something, then yeah, they're still
Yeah.
winning. Yeah, because that person doesn't go to bed thinking about you. You clearly do. Like you're a prisoner to them.
It feels like they would have to done you really dirty for you to do that, for you to still be harboring all that anger years later. And like Garrett said perfectly, they are still winning if you act on revenge years after the fact. Like
Right.
you should heal and forgive that person because
Yeah.
if not, you're gonna live to the day you die.
I didn't say forgive.
You can also, to speak on that too, you can also forgive and just not forget. Because you almost have to,
Or the other way around.
because I feel you on the forgiveness thing, but it's almost like you just have to forgive. Right. But you almost just have to forgive the situation so you can allow yourself to move on. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Not like say Jack, you did something, right? Say you did something to me that's truly unforgivable. I think over time, as I got away from it, you almost just have to forgive the situation so I can just move, so I can personally move on from it.
Yeah.
Fucking, you'll laugh in this pod, you'll cry in this pod, and you'll also fucking clap and root for the boys.
So Mike Tyson says something like, the person that is ruling your emotions is your master. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, if somebody's wronged you and you're thinking about using revenge to get back to them, Mr. Is it soda, cola, or pop guy? Don't do the revenge, brother. Give the situation. What'd you have? Let's go one more question, and we can go into our tier talk. Our tier talk this week is going to be college mascots.
Yes. So a good segue for our last question from Haterade. What are your thoughts on the new Herbie Husker mascot? For those who don't know, Nebraska got a new mascot. Will, you can probably.
It's not new. They're just getting back to the old Herbie Husker, right? And they've kind of modernized it a little bit, I guess.
I'm looking at a photo right now, and the dude looks kind of goofy.
Whoa, relax on the boy Herbie.
He's got a fighter's jaw, though, so I can respect that.
You talking about with the little blonde coming out of coming out of the hat? I saw the video. I fucked with the video. I kind of fuck with the whole rebrand or kind of getting back to that, not getting back to that style, but I guess what I'm saying is I feel like Nebraska's tried so many different things over the years. It's nice to see them fundamentally like stand on one, because I feel like this logo's been reiterated a lot, right?
They said the last time it was occurred was in 2003, so 20 years removed.
Yeah. I kind of fuck with it. I fuck with it. Listen, your boy's a Husker forever. I will always back the boys. Unless it's late in the season, there's nothing I can do at that point anymore. But I like the video. In the group chat, the Fuckery Island group chat, they approved of the video. So
that's all that matters for y'all.
Yeah, I think yeah, good news for the Huskers. Good news for the Huskers. Now, you wish it could be cooler, because it's not like it's the coolest thing in the world. It's fucking Herbie Husker. Fuck with Herbie. But I do like that they are just kind of like establishing this is our mascot going forward, because I don't know if you guys saw at the game we're at. They have two. They have Little Red, Big Red. Big Red's kind of like Herbie Husker. He's wearing the hat, strong jawline, muscular, looking like a farmer. But it's like there's also Herbie Husker. There's so many out there. So I'm glad they're just establishing that this is the mascot going forward. Go Big Red. This episode is brought to you by one of our favorite partners, Duke Cannon. No free shout outs to Duke Cannon. Warmer weather is here and things are heating up for the boys. The sun's out. The sun is out. It's been a hell of a week in Nashville, Tennessee. But guess what? We're not sweating it on the bus. Why? Because Duke Cannon has our backs, our pits, our thighs, our faces, our entire body, and our hair. If you need to upgrade your grooming routine or restock your favorites, Duke Cannon has everything you need, from antiperspirants, shampoos, deodorants, body wash, and their big ass brick of soap. I will stand on the hill. Coal Miners Face Wash. Let me take a drink. I am out of water. JP, sorry, I drank it. You can pick up these hardworking products at DukeCannon.com and use code BUSSIN10 for 10% off your order. Shout out Duke Cannon, not for clowns. All right, the perfect little segue into our tier talk this week, which is going to be best college mascots. Best college mascots. Who wants to go first? G, Jack, Mitch, are you going? Mitch, JP.
I can go real quick.
Go ahead.
Honorable mention for best mascots in college is going to go to Florida State Seminole. I just think like that tradition on the walkout out of the tunnel is badass. Tier 3, USC Trojan. Similar kind of thing. It's a dude full on in the armor. Others think it's sick. Tier 2, the Oregon Duck. For some reason that thing is just like super iconic to me. And then Tier 1's Big Al all the way, Roll Tide.
Name what was your list in the session? Al?
Big Al, the Oregon Duck, then the USC Trojan, And then honorable mention to the Florida State Seminole.
Solid. Yeah, of course. You know the rules, brother.
Blue Bloods.
Yeah, legends.
Solid.
Iconic.
JP, go ahead, young sir.
Honorable mention goes to the Delta State Fighting Okra. Is a funny looking mascot. My list will look different than most. Number 3 is the Stanford tree. They kind of bring out different renditions of the tree, which is fun. Number 2 is Big Red from Western Kentucky University. Basically just like a red blob. And then of course, tier 1, Cocky from the University of South Carolina, because he's also paired with Sir Big Spur, a live rooster on the field. Those are mine.
With Big Red was so good.
Fun.
Funny.
Hilarious.
Similar.
JP.
All right. Honorable mention. We were 3 of which we've been to this spring tour. Honorable mention goes to Bevo, Texas Longhorns.
Debo's a solid.
He just
one.
looks
All
super
that
cool. My tier 3, some would say that I look like him. That is Brutus the Buckeye from Ohio State. Number 2 is Ralphie from Colorado, because it's a buffalo, and I just think that's really cool. And then number 1, I think it's the best mascot, is Mike the Tiger from LSU. Just a live tiger is so sick.
Big head.
Dense.
Powerful.
Livestock.
Variety.
Jack, you have the floor, brother.
My honorable mention. Me and JP have a very similar list, so I'm gonna go and throw that out there. Honorable mention though goes to the Stanford tree. Thing is goofy as hell, and coming from a place with very high credible academics, it's funny that they just have this tree. 3 is also going to Big Red, because that dude just from first look is a menace. What are you doing, Mitch? I didn't do shit when you were doing it. Number 2, Mike the Tiger. We got to see him in person. Mike is all time.
Good boy.
Truly the definition of a catnap we got to see. And he's just an undomesticated wild animal in the middle of a college campus, which maybe is unethical or maybe is the coolest thing they have. Number 1, going with Smokey. Tip of the cap to UT. One of the best boys out there. There's a legendary list of Smokies. Rest in peace to all that have come before us. So that is my list. 3 was Big Red.
Legends.
Deese.
Tree.
Solid.
Outside.
Live.
All right. My honorable mention. Man, there's so many good ones out there. But my honorable mention is going to have to go to the good boy himself, Smokey. I do love I just love dogs, man. And you'll see a repeat. You'll see a repeat animal come up on this tier list. My tier 3. You guys just put me on last minute. Scrody from Rhode Island. Scrody, phenomenal mascot. Go Nads. My tier 2, Ugga, Georgia, the Bulldog. You guys know I love me a Bulldog. I'm a Bulldog guy. With that, shout out the Farmer's Dog. No free shout outs. Farmer's Dog. My tier 1, you guys know. Listen, Herbie the Husker. The new mascot, Herbie the Husker. Best mascot in college football. Comes out in 2023. getting back to our roots, getting back to the corn, getting back to the agriculture. My tier one's Herbie the Husker. So that rounds out my tier talk. You got Herbie with Scrody and our pet dog, Ugga.
Family.
Bleh.
Unexpected.
Interesting. So we have some more to talk about because we got to bring you Farmer's Dog, the Farmer's Dog. Dogs eat anything, shoes, toilet paper, garbage, and even kibble. But just because they'll eat it does not mean it's healthy food. Here's an idea. What if dogs ate real food by real people? Why does dog food have to be dry food or wet food? Why can't it just be food, real food? Feed your dog the Farmer's Dog. It's real, fresh, healthy food with whole meat and veggies, gently cooked in the human-grade kitchens to preserve their nutritional value. The last couple of weeks I've talked about it. My dog Waffle, God bless her, she's a stud. She's had her journey with the Farmer's Dog since 2019. Down 15 pounds, dry spots gone, coat spectacular. All because of the Farmer's Dog. I got to throw the ball like 40 times a day now. She barks at me because she wants to go outside. In early 2019, it wasn't that way. She was groggy, lethargic, fat, overweight, skin patches all over her body. Not anymore. All thanks to the Farmer's Dog, which I am glad they're on board sponsoring the boys right now. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/bussin. Plus, you get free shipping. That's on Hove. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/bussin to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/bussin. Fuck. What else we got, fellas?
I think that's it.
We can't just go, that's it. We just ran an ad right there.
Yeah.
We got to give the people what they want. We got to give them an after show. Yeah. We love a healthy debate. Welcome to the post show. Welcome to the post show brought to you by the Farmer's Dog. 10 minutes on the clock. Ovis apparently got something we can debate. Set it off, brother.
We talked about this over this past week, and one of the large arguments was John Wick versus Jason Bourne.
Oh,
Who would win in the fights? We'd love to know in the comments, and we'd love to hear the bus's opinions.
clock has started now.
Fuck, man. Get it popping. I personally think, without diving in, and I hold control to change my mind anytime I want to. But off top, I'm gonna say John Wick.
We watched John Wick 2.
Most people watch 1 and 2.
I didn't watch 1,
Don't
but
do this where it's only
Don't bring in what movies are better. Jason Bourne movies are better.
I'm not.
negative. Anyways,
I was just watching John Wick 2 and like his fighting style. Granted, some say that was the worst one. Like they're like cinematically or whatever. Whatever.
Who says that?
Whatever.
JP and Taylor
Soy
were
Boys?
sitting on John Wick 2.
His fighting style and everything just was like the people he was going against were like glorified rent-a-cops. So like it didn't seem like he was really going against
cops. In John Wick 2, he's literally fighting assassins. They're all assassins.
They're all assassins.
The plot
Do you
of
not
the movie.
understand? Is that what you don't understand that?
No, I understand it. He was just fighting dog shit fighters, and I think Jason Bourne is better.
So I actually watched Bourne Identity last night. I'm restarting the whole thing because of this argument, and I'm a John Wick stan through and through. But I'm not going to come in with a biased opinion just because I have passion in the game. I watched Bourne Identity last night. Forgot a lot of things that happened. But how the fuck are you going to lose a fight to a guy that doesn't even know who he is? How are you going to do that? John Wick's never, ever forgetting who he is because he is the Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. The
Baba Yaga, the boogeyman.
You do not lose to the boogeyman, in my opinion. But I will say Jason Bourne would be a very, very tough battle because he's quick. He's a little smaller than John Wick would be, but you can tell he's got a lot of fucking talent on his side. Dude's been in the gym. He's like a product of the U.S. government. So that is very impressive. I'm also with Will, where by the time I finish the saga again of Bourne Identity or just Bourne, I will give my honest opinion again and reserve my right to change. Because I love John Wick, but I'm not going to lie. But John Wick, and this kind of goes outside of the realm of like the fictional fight, but Keanu Reeves, who plays John Wick, also does all of his own fighting sequences and stunts. That's pretty impressive just on its own regard. But that has nothing to do with John Wick versus Jason Bourne. That's just Keanu Reeves doing Keanu Reeves things.
Keanu Reeves is whooping the shit out of Matt Damon. I know that much.
Facts.
So I need to go back and watch the Bourne movies as well, but my initial vote is going to be John Wick. He's just relentless, and as we were saying the whole time, I'll hit you with the three-piece. He'll hit you with the three-piece, one in the stomach, two to the head. Over. JP brought up a good point. Jason Bourne is very tactical, so he could be setting up things behind the scenes to help him. But hand-to-hand combat, first vote is going to be John Wick.
Yeah, I think it's hard. Like Jack, it's hard to like speak on because I haven't seen the Bourne movies in a while. I haven't even seen all the Bourne movies, truth be told. But I mean, John Wick, it just runs through bulldozes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think with Bourne, don't get me wrong, John Wick is like a badass for sure. Bourne, I just feel like it is the highest trained guys in the country or like in the world that are after him. The government's after him as well. And he's just like in a lot of movies, guys get bailed out, but John Wick got bailed out big time twice in his movie. And Jason Bourne, it's always Jason Bourne's bailing himself out. And so the bailouts where like he had the Green Goblin as the sniper, like that's like a dope scene in the movie, but like Bourne doesn't have that. So I think hand to hand, I got Jason Bourne, two goats in the scene, but I mean, Bourne is just taking out everyone solo.
What I do credit to Jason Bourne is that in that first Bourne Identity, he doesn't even know he's capable of stuff. Like the first few fight scenes, it's just his reaction. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on, but I'm handling cats left and right. It is tough. Like the more I watch this sequel, I'm going to have some things to say because he's also like humble.
Yeah, right.
He's got this like weird humility to him, but man, it is tough. This is a goated argument, in my opinion.
Oh, he said a goated argument. We've had a couple goated arguments in this. Fuck.
Either they need to fight each other or they need to join forces to take on two of the most epic villains.
That's true. I mean, it's like you say the point about bailing himself out, the government's after him and everything else. It's like the whole company that he used to work for was after him. And just the creme de la creme. He's taking him
Every single person is searching for Jason Bourne.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen Jason Bourne in so long. Like, I truly would have to get refreshed. I love that you bring up the argument. I think I would just argue John Wick just for argument's sake. But, like, truly trying to piece something together, I can't remember the Jason Bourne stuff to, like, give something where I'm not talking like talking out of my ass.
Who was talking? Also, we have 4 minutes left on this argument. Who was talking about how John Wick uses, like, jiu-jitsu and how that was lame? There's a video online, you can go look it up, where a black belt in jiu-jitsu goes over all the techniques and he talks about it being like flawless technique.
No, I think the technique is great, but
you don't think that would help you in?
I mean, not if the person's holding a gun in one of their hands. You can yank my arm all you want, but in my other hand, I got a gun.
I feel like it's paired. He has a gun, and it's usually when they get down to hand, both guns, they slide apart to opposite corners of the room, and they're kind of just using what they have at their disposal.
The funny thing with jiu-jitsu, they make funny videos on it, but like jiu-jitsu is designed to help you when you're on your back. So it's like you're not like engaging with somebody on your feet to like start doing jiu-jitsu on them. Right, exactly. I'm about to get murdered. Come here.
Who do you think's winning in just straight up hand-to-hand combat?
Jason Bourne. But I love the openness of everyone's minds. I recently rewatched all the Bournes.
You can tell we all want to watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stoked you brought it up because last night I had a lot of fun watching Born Identity, and I even started the second one, but it was kind of late, and it's a long movie. But
we watch the first Born, and then next week we can come back with the same post show conversation.
yeah, I know they both beat 4.
That's something we should do for the post show. Pick something to watch,
Yeah, and then have like a
debate.
yeah, just have a little debate. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because I need a refresh.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Just always have something that we're just generally doing. Yo, I tweeted last night recommending, what is it called? The Night Agent.
Yeah,
Yo, that's a fire show.
I want to start that one soon.
Dude, hey, buckle up because you're going to want to binge it. It's like,
Heard it's nonstop.
yeah, it's 10 out of 10 cliffhangers. Like, you're just like, motherfucker, I have to watch another one now. They crush it, dude. I can't wait to finish it up, but it's always good because you see the cycle of like those government style, there's something going on, let's find the truth. Those shows come around every few years. What was it in the past that I really loved?
24.
24 is a really good one.
Dude, Kiefer Sutherland. That was like what got me into like cable television.
Yeah.
My mom used to watch it, and we would just binge that shit.
House of Cards.
Good one.
There's another one too.
Homeland?
I haven't seen Homeland, but I hear Homeland's a banger, bro. There's this other one. It's like the president dies in a bombing, and somebody steps in as the president. And they're like an independent.
Oh, is it Quantico?
No.
Movie or TV?
Designated Survivor. Have you seen that, JP? Dude, that's a good show. Those have good cliffhangers. But where they're around the White House and they're always trying to figure out like where the truth is and everything else. I'm like obsessed with those shows. But check out the Night's Watch. Where we at on time?
Literally 1 minute right now.
Dark, is that on Netflix? I'll
In,
check it out.
German, but they dub it in English.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We hope we entertained you. We know we didn't have a guest on. We know we didn't have the boy with us. Again, shout out my old man's Fit from back in the 80s, man. The fucking Pythons, the Gold's Gym. Might have to do this more. But as always, big hugs, tiny kisses. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're leaving comments. Don't forget to do that stuff for the boys. We got some new our golf collections out in the merch store, store.barstoolsports.com/bussin with the boys. And that'll take you right to our collection. Thank you. Love you. Appreciate you.